Hi, good evening everybody. कैसे हैं? I'm trying to keep the glare of the lights away. I don't know. Should I change the angle? The lights are glaring now. If I switch off the lights, it's like dark. Okay. Yeah. Oh. Lights are still glaring. Yeah, this is a good angle. No, this is a good angle. How are you all? कैसे हैं आप लोग? Yeah, कैसे हो? How are you all, people? Are you good? That's a good angle. Yeah. So no glaring of lights. Ah, again. I have to keep a very tight window. Okay. My head here. Yeah. How are you all, guys? Good? Are you good? Yeah? How's the kid doing? How's life treating you? Good evening, Rupam Johri. Yeah. Life is going good, my dear ones. Yeah? Or not so good, खट्टा मीठा, कुछ अच्छा कुछ बुरा. कैसे चल रही है कहानी? कैसे हो आप लोग? बच्चा सीख रहा है, नहीं सीख रहा है? क्या चल रहा है? परेशान हो, खुश हो? What's going on? Yeah? All good? Okay. So, what is today's topic? What are we going to talk about today? Today, we are going to talk about things parents of kids on the spectrum wish they knew earlier. Yeah? Things parents of kids on the autism spectrum wish that they knew earlier. So, आप ही बता दो. What are the things that you parents of children on the autism spectrum feel, I wish I'd known this earlier? Yeah? Who wants to attempt this? I wish I'd known this earlier. Huh? बोलो भी सही कुछ. When you don't say anything, when you don't interact, I don't know if I'm talking to bots. वो आता है ना, I'm not a bot. Click करना पड़ता है. So are you bots or are you real people? Yeah? Interact. What are the things which you wish you knew earlier? No answers? या नीचे हैं आंसर्स. बोलो बोलो कुछ तो बोलो. So the things that I have come across mostly in my talking to parents of kids on the spectrum, that they say that I wish I had known this earlier. Yeah. So the first and foremost of those things is how to do behavior changes. Okay. What else? It's like काश मुझे ये पहले पता होता. ये वाली फीलिंग. कौन सी चीजें हैं जिनके लिए आप कहोगे काश ये मुझे पहले पता होता? Okay. Maybe if I knew autism spectrum exists, तो क्या कर लेते? न्यू तो बच्चा ही पैदा नहीं करते. Real people, my son is autistic, 30-year-old. Yeah, Rupam. Yeah. I was just trying to keep the mood a little light. I am known for my misfiring with the jokes. Okay. Yeah. So what is it that you wish you knew earlier? How could a child move from speech to language? You are asking me questions. I'm asking you questions. I asked you before. And in return, you're like, shut your crap, Rajni. Just answer this. No, I will not. First answer my question. What are the things you feel I wish I knew it earlier? I would have been more diligent with my kid and be able to be active fast. Rena. Now you're close. So the one thing that every parent, especially on our platform, when I do their first year one-on-ones, when I do their second year one-on-ones, and they're sitting there and their voice is faster and their words are coming out faster and they want to talk so much, and then every time they say, I wish I'd known this before. And you know what is that one thing? Autism is workable completely. Yes. And it's the parent who brings the overall magic. Nobody on the outside. It's the parent who brings the magic. These are the two things that I have heard the most, that they say, I wish I had not wasted so many years. I wish I knew this before. That as a parent, I am the one who brings the magic, and others coordinate with me to help the magic happen. I am not a victim. If I knew this, I wouldn't have wasted so many years. I went person to person, therapy center to therapy center, without realizing I'm the one. I'm the one who can bring the change. Yeah, that's the one thing that invariably I've heard parents say, I wish I had met. I don't want to say that because it then sounds like praise. I'm not interested in self-praise, but I wish I'd known the system before. Yeah, that's how you can take it. The actual words are a little different, but they would say, I wish I'd known all of this system before. Yeah. Now, what does it mean to say, I wish I had known this? I wish I knew I shouldn't push so much that it backfired. Pushing also has to be done in a graceful manner, at a particular speed, using strategies. If you don't use strategies, obviously it will backfire. So it brings us back to the same point. I wish I knew that using proper strategies, autism is completely workable. I'm not saying curable, it's not a disease, but it's 100% workable. 100% workable. Yeah? That your child with autism can go ahead, have a job. Your child with autism can go ahead, live an independent life. Now, a lot of people throw stones at me saying, how can you say that? It's not true for every kid. Who decides which kid is it true for? Yeah? If I begin to say, it's not true for every kid, some kids, then your brain begins to think, my kid is not a part of those some kids. Isn't that doing injustice with the kid? Who decides which are those some kids that autism can be completely workable with? We don't have that clue. So it brings me back to the point, every kid with autism can be worked upon 100%. They can go ahead, join a job. They can go ahead, do things, provided we know the right strategies, number one. We are diligent enough to continue for the next 5, 7, 10 years, number two. Without looking back. Okay. We don't exert too much pressure like badass queen. Yeah. I don't know your name, ma'am, but that's what your ID says. So, we don't do things in pressure. Okay. That backfire. Okay, and next one, we know autism specific teaching and training and parenting techniques. That's the crux of it all. This is parenting and doing it in a graceful manner for the neurodivergent brain, the way that it is supposed to be done. The way the brain will absorb the maximum. And you know what happens when parenting of a kid on the spectrum is done like this? Let me show you. Yeah? Who can deny facts? You cannot deny facts, right? Oh, I've again shifted the position to have the glare come in. Yeah. This is Temple Grandin and she's a double PhD. This is Sean Baron and he's a journalist. And together, they have written this book. And she's a double PhD. Let anybody tell me that she's just one of a kind and others cannot be. The next question is why? Because she had a mother who understood autism like she did. If you read Temple Grandin or see her TED Talks or you see her anywhere, you get to realize the one person who was steadfastly working on Temple through and through. And this is 1960s, okay? She's very old, very old. She was born in the 60s. Yeah? And the person who did the right strategies, who learned, who put in the effort, who failed, who succeeded without help, who did, was her mother. Yeah? Of course, there were therapists, but all therapists are an associated function, okay? Or may I say, supporting function. एक होता है ना हीरो और एक सपोर्टिंग रोल में. तो जितना थेरेपिस्ट है इंक्लूडिंग रजनी, we are all in the supporting role of your kid. The hero of your kid's journey is you. How? Because the kid stays 24/7 with mother and father. So not only mother, father also. Start taking responsibility, people. Now think about it. The child went to a therapy center. Okay? XYZ, some kid goes to a therapy center. They know the process, so they say, you sit. So they do proper expectation setting. They're fantastic with their job. Okay? They say, you sit. You take out your pencil. You take out your copy. When the alarm goes, trrn, you start work. You don't stop until the alarm is off. Okay? You do. So, like this, they train the child. Okay? Then they do lots of reinforcers, happy moments, high fives, clapping, zapalana, dimkana, all of that they do. Yeah? The kid learns very beautifully over there. But he comes back home and he is a disaster. So, he's not listening to mommy, not listening to daddy, throws things, shouts, bites himself. Yeah? So the parent says, I've been going for OT for 4 years. I've been going for therapy. God knows what they do. He's still like this. Really? Was it the therapist's fault? Just a bit of introspection. The child developed localized learning, not generalized learning. What's the difference? When I see this person, okay, this man, this woman, therapist, this teacher, this autist, this sports teacher, I behave a particular way. I come, I sit, I follow instruction, I finish work, I get the reward, this happened, that happened, and then I go back home. And then when my mother asked me to do something, I shout. Because with this man, I am supposed to come, sit, say hi, take out notebook, whatever. Yeah? And with my mother, I am supposed to shout. Top of my lungs. Get what I want. Are you understanding then who is erring in this? Is it the fault of that person in the therapy center who's working? No. Therapists who don't tell you, okay, I get it, to an extent it is their fault. But people who explain it to you as a parent, but you think, I can't do this. Who's shirking responsibility? You, as a parent. Because the child has to have generalized learning. What does that mean? I go to therapist A, I behave like this. I go to therapist B, I behave like this. I go to therapist C, I behave like this. I come back home, I behave like this. Because my mother is also in sync with all these people. She's also doing the same thing. And then if I go to a relative, rishtedar, shadi, party, my mother ensures that I behave pretty much like this. Now when the whole thing happens over a period of time, 2 years, 5 years, the child has developed enough rigid patterns in the brain to only do the right things. Whether he likes it or not. Whether he likes it or not. Out go the behaviors from the window. Why? Because his brain doesn't know another way. His brain doesn't know another way of being. That is how the child learns correct behavior correction. So tell me, people, who do you think is the prime person responsible in the upbringing of the child? proper parenting and upbringing of the child? Answer me now. Yeah. Who is it? Who has to stand up and take responsibility? I know people don't like those words. They leave the live immediately. No, don't tell me this. But at the end of the day, who is it? Who is it after all? बोलो, अभी सच से क्या भागना, बोलो. It is you, my dear friend, the parent. Yeah, it is the parent who is the central or the prime person responsible for parenting effectively a kid on the spectrum. Like it? Great. No like it? Dump it. But it still remains the truth. Yeah? So, the thing that successful parents who are seeing success year on year, growth and success year on year, what parents are seeing, the one thing they say, I wish I knew this before, is this, that I am the one and I create the magic because the kid lives with me, and that it is very much in my control. I can learn, I can do, and I can take this forward. Yeah? And that success only and only happens when I am in the driver's seat. Of course, other modalities are important. I seek guidance from them. I take my kid out to other people because prompt dependence nahi ho jana chahiye. The child should not be only and only dependent on me. So I take the child to other modalities also. But who's the one who calls the shots? It's the mother or the father or the family. That's when generalized learning will happen. Yeah? This is the one thing they say. Successful people say, I wish I'd known this earlier. I would have saved myself so many years. Yeah? In the event of absence of that, you are struggling and struggling and struggling. Sometimes you get answers, sometimes you don't get answers. Eventually, the child is labeled as disabled, and that's the end of a life. End of the journey of the life. It gets confined inside the house. Yeah? That is why you don't see at therapy centers 16-year-olds, 20-year-olds, 15-year-olds. No. They don't come after 12, 13. Because the children from 5 years, 4 years, 5 years, 6 years, maximum to 12. After that, where do they go? What happens to them? Why do they not show up in colleges? Why do they not show up in 12th exams? Why do they not show up in jobs? Why can they not appear for interviews? Because this child can only do so much. Who decides that? Who decides that? It's our procrastination that is deciding that the child can only do so much. Hard words, but true. Yeah? If you can take these words and begin to work, put it in your heart that no, as a parent, I will not fail my kid. No. I, Rajni Singh, can give it to you in writing, irrespective of what your child's present level is. Your child will succeed with life, period. Period. Drag me to any court, anywhere, if it doesn't happen. Yeah? That's how powerful it is. Now, this was the topic for today, which you guys posted us, that talk to us on this topic. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take your questions and answers. Okay? My son is 6 years old, not interested in writing, hitting that time when I'm trying to make him write. Ratnapriya. Now, what is happening, Ratnapriya? There is either one or two or both of the following situations with your child. One, there is a muscle hypotone. I'm saying either one or two or both. Okay, but at least one. Which means if you're making the child hold the pencil, he's holding the pencil like this. Maybe it may not be there. You might say, no, my child holds pencil properly. So that's why I'm saying one or two or both. But at least one. Okay, the first one, he's holding the pencil like this. Okay, muscles are weak. So when he has to put the pressure and he has to write, there's pain here. He doesn't want to write. Okay, because muscles are flabby. Anything he's holding, he's not able to hold it like really properly. He's holding it very gently and, it will drop. that's the muscle hypertone. Okay, there's a grip issue. Okay, that's a muscle issue. So how do you deal with it? Use grippers, okay, the ones in the market, or use a really thick HB pencil, like 4 HB, the one which is meant for sketching. So even a little bit of pressure put and it makes a good mark. Or use a black sketch pen on a chart paper. So even if he moves it like so gently, it still leaves a good prominent mark. Okay, use a really dark material. Okay, number 2, take grippers. I said if grippers don't work, if the problem is too much, take a couple of markers, tape them together and keep the pencil a little forward or the sketch pen a little forward, so that the child can hold the pen, the gripper like this and work around it like this and do the things like this. Okay, like that. That is one. That is poor muscle tone. Okay, also for this you can do pull out toothpicks from the clay, insert toothpicks into clay. Okay, so out in like that. Take paper cloth clips and put them onto paper plates, make patterns and then remove them from there. When you are doing atta, okay, get the kid to knead the dough again also and pull out, pinch out, okay, from there. That will help you with the grip also, with the holding also. Okay, so this is the muscle part. And also your OT would be doing a lot of other OT exercises around the child holding the pencil. Tell your OTist that my child has a problem with the grip. So these are the things you do at home, plus whatever they're doing with machines. So there's this one small machine that comes, so with that they press like this. Okay, I'm not a OTist, so I don't know the name of the machine, but yeah, there is a machine that then they press it like this. Okay, it's much like that gym ka equipment where you press. Okay, so that's for the grip and strengthening of this area. All right, now that's one. Second, there is visual discrimination issue, which means you are pushing the child to write within 4 lines, whereas red, blue, blue, red, red, blue, blue, red, red, blue, blue, red. You know how complicated our books are? The distance between red, blue, blue, red, and then again red, blue, blue, red is so similar that our child cannot figure out where it starts and where it ends. Okay, so he'll start somewhere and he'll go really down. So then we'll start yakking, yak, 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 yak. छोटा करो, लाइन में लिखो, यहाँ तक लिखो, इधर रोको, रोको इसको. Too much of talking when we are doing. The child gets irritated. So the next time we say, sit down and write, he starts crying. Okay, so I said either 1 or 2 or both. And a child who has both issues, oh my God, they will shout to the roof. They will not work. So your kid will have 1 or 2 or both. Yeah, so if it is only visual discrimination, here is what you do. If it is both, then you do upar wala plus what I'm going to tell you now. I hope I have clearly explained it to you. So if it is only visual discrimination, you will take 1 sheet of paper, laminate it, blank sheet, then put big 1 set of 4 lines on it. Okay, red, permanent marker, blue, blue, red. Now take that bindi which we ladies put, okay, or some glitter material. You get those glitter, bindis. What do you call it? That glitter का सामान, Swarovski जैसा होता है वो, शाइनिंग सा, मतलब ओरिजिनल Swarovski नहीं, ऐसा तो ग्लिटर जैसे मिलते हैं मार्केट में, मिलते हैं, वो शीट मिलती है पूरी. हाँ, उसको निकलवा के then you will start with that. So you'll have a bigger glitter at red, okay, starting at A and the end point of A, and smaller ones in between. Okay, so it's much like even a child with visual impairment can learn, because they're touching it, they know. Okay, so like this you will teach them in that one broad set of 4 lines. In this much space you will make a A. Now step 2, that white sheet, take some white nail paint remover, okay, or if you don't have, even your deo will work. Put deo, so wipe it with a wet wipe, it will come squeaky clean. Okay, then after that with a tissue, paper napkin. Now give them, marker pen to make. So the brain is understanding visual discrimination between red and blue, and here I stop. Next sheet you'll make 2 sets of red and blue, and the in between space color it with a pastel, not very bright red, not very bright, not tadak badak चूड़ संतरी चूड़ गुलाबी ऐसे रंग नहीं डालने, वो चटक वाले नहीं डालने, because the child will get attracted to that hot pink and fuchsia. No, pastel like those Lucknowi suit kinds, yeah, sea green, yellow. So that becomes the background, okay, and it's not very catchy to the eye, and the 4 lines become in the eye. Okay, this is the power of a parent knowing what to do. Okay, so when you know it, you correct it without waiting for the therapist, because that's a gamble. If the therapist knows it, great. If they don't know it, finish. Next 2 years they're working with the same stupid 4-line notebook and 0 result. And one established result in your head: my child is disabled, my child cannot do. End of matter, end of a life. When does a child lose completely, forever? It's finished when a parent realizes that their child is disabled and cannot do. That's the end of that life. It will not go anywhere from there. My heart breaks to see so many people every day lose it because their parents are dead convinced. And they are convinced because their systems are lousy. Their systems are lousy because they are not inventing, they are not learning, they are not discovering, they are relying on outside sources. Outside source का बच्चा नहीं है, वो आपका बच्चा है. Outside source ने पैसा लेना है, काम करना है, हो गया, नहीं हो गया तो disabled है. अब आप देख लो क्या करना है आपको. ठीक है? I am a very practical person. Straight I am talking. बच्चा मेरा है बॉस. तो हो गया, नहीं हो गया क्या होता है? होना है, तुम ये ढूंढो कैसे होना है. तो वो डेडिकेशन मदर ही लाएगी या फादर लाएगा या पेरेंट लाएगा. बाहर वाले को क्या पड़ी है, उसको पैसा चाहिए. ठीक है? नाउ गोइंग बैक टू द टॉपिक, I generally digress. Yeah, I generally digress. Okay, I'm going back to the topic. Now in the next sheet you will have 3 sets of 4 lines. What are we doing? We are shrinking the 4 lines. And using bindis and all of that, we have taught the child to keep their gaze on red because there was visual discrimination issue, and stop it at blue and not go beyond. Now you'll have 5 sets of lines. Okay? Now I am seeing hearts, so I know that you are understanding what I'm saying, how this is going. Now you'll have 7 sets of lines. Now slowly you will start disappearing the boundary lines of black around because it was a box, and in the box was red, blue, red. And then the box kept on getting smaller. Now disappear the black lines of the box. Okay. Now slowly have 10 red, blue, but with that yellow paint in between, pastel. Now slowly remove the yellow also. That is where your child is ready for the school notebook. Then give them the pencil. As far as the grip, if your child has both 1 and 2, both problems, and so they're not writing, grip is also an issue. I told you what all you have to do. Visual discrimination is an issue. I told you what to do. So now what you will do, for the grip you have 5 markers tied together like with a rubber band, okay, and 1 pencil protruding. You take out 1 marker and you remove. Now you have 4 markers and a pencil. Now you again take out 1 marker and you have 3 markers and a pencil over a period of time, not daily, slowly as they get comfortable. Now you have 2 markers and a pencil. Now you have a single marker and a pencil attached to it, and their grip is improving slowly, and their visual discrimination is improving slowly. Yeah. Apart from this, if you want them to learn how to do it within spaces, take a cardboard, make 4 lines. क्रॉस स्टिच करते थे ना हम लोग, अंदर से धागा निकाल के इधर से, then make a big suई, take a big suई, okay, needle. You don't want to do a needle, you could do a blunt thing like सीख झाड़ू का प्लास्टिक वाला, and tie the thread at one end. Okay, then make holes in it, so the child is going like this, like this. Concentration activity also, like the cross stitch, and knowing that I started on red and I ended at blue, and I do it in this much space. So when you do things like that and you finally reach the copy, that is a learning. I was talking to one of my students and she said, the best part is this takes time, but once he knows it for life. Past 2 years, I have not seen that he has forgotten the skill. I said, yeah, how would he? It is according to autism specific teaching and training techniques. It's got fit in the child's head and it's going to stay there forever. That is how you create not one, not two, but thousands of Temple Grandins. Because if Temple Grandin's brain can, give me one reason why your child's brain cannot. And please don't give me that घिसा पिटा ज्ञान. हर बच्चे का लेवल डिफरेंट होता है. वो हिंदी की कहावत है ना, नाच न जाने आंगन टेढ़ा. हाँ, बच्चा टेढ़ा है क्योंकि मुझे नाचना नहीं आता. बच्चे का कसूर नहीं है ना. तो नाचना सीखो. आई विश आई न्यू दिस बिफोर. Right? Okay. Ratna Priya, that was a big explanation to the question. I hope you got your answer. Yeah? Type in the chat so I know that you understood and you know exactly where your child is erring. Is it 1? Is it 2? Is it both? It can't be none. If it is none, then your child doesn't have a problem with writing. That simple. Good evening, my dear Rajni ma'am. Good evening, my dear Manjula. Yeah. Okay, let me see if there are any more questions. 11-year-old has issues, emotion regulation and school, especially math. Fikir Amor. Yeah. Emotion regulation. Please understand, I don't understand math. Okay. I go and sit in the class. That teacher talks something which is to my ears garbage. I am not understanding it. I don't have the language to come back and tell my mother because I have autism. I as in I'm talking about a kid. Okay. So I'm made to sit there in that boring class. She is talking something which is not, I can't make a mental picture. I don't know. I want to find out a way to get rid of that woman who's yakking. Standing there. Yeah. I can see the julas. The swings outside. What do I do? Ah! What do I do? Tear somebody's paper, eat it. What do I do? Pinch somebody. And this world names it emotion regulation. He cannot regulate his emotion. First of all, why did that emotion happen in the middle of the class? It had a purpose. It is not emotion regulation, especially at school, especially in math class. Did you get the connect? Yeah. Our children need to learn math using experiential connect, which means hands-on Montessori material. That creates a mental picture, which means my head knows that if there is 15 and there is 8, that means the plate of chips that is more full has 15 chips and the one tofu हाँ मंगाया है 100 grams नाप के. Sorry, multitasking as always. Yeah. So this plate has 15 chips. Okay. This plate has 8 chips because they visibly look smaller. In his head is that mental picture. So when she writes 15 and 8 and she says, put the greater than sign, because she has been talking all along and the child had no understanding. And all of this stuff, that is why I say I wish I knew earlier. The parent did back home. Okay. putting 15 in one and 8 in one, and then called the greater than sign as Ali, the alligator. This is alligator, okay? It is going to eat more. It loves more numbers. So which is more? Which is more? These 15 is more this way. Now all of that drama we have done at home and taught the child that 15 is more than 8. And that as you go away from 0, the value increases. Yeah? If we have not done that, then all we are left with are statements such as emotion regulation. The child is not able to. Every time somebody comes to me, a therapist or somebody or a learned person who says there is a impulse dysregulation with this kid. Big words, big spellings. I'll probably fumble on the spelling also. Dysregulation, D-I-S, D-Y-S. I think D-Y-S, yeah. Impulse dysregulation. My point here is, my very humble submission to that person is, why did that impulse have to happen in the very first place? Why? Because the child does not understand. Why? Because the teacher applies a chalk and talk technique. Why? Because she has 30 some in the class who understand, and for this one kid she is not going to go out of her way to do all of this, which will bore the other 29, mind you. That is why these are minority and they are majority. The school books, the syllabus, everything is made according to them, and that's how it's going to be. Otherwise they will get bored. Yeah, and they're more in number. So the teacher says, I can't sit with this one alone. I have to look at the whole class. Justified. Who will sit with this one alone? The person for whom this one means the whole world. And who is that? The mother or the father. I wish I'd known this earlier. So what do? You go to the school. Okay? Fikir Amor. Yeah. So you go to the school. You do a PTM, parent teacher meet. Okay. You ask them what is it they're going to do the next week. Okay. You come back home. If you want specialized, customized resources, go download the Sashakt app. We have customized books, pull out materials. Okay, you pull out, you paste somewhere, all of that. Books with color coding, mental image formation techniques, all of that. Okay. Pick what you want from there for teaching what skill, be it fractions, be it addition, division, subtraction, multiply, XYZ, teaching them, the transition of numbers, it's a whole library out there. Okay, pick up that book, or if you don't want to do it, go to my YouTube, learn how to make it. There are, I think, 3,000 plus videos there where I'm teaching how to make it. Sashakt app is something where we are making it available to you. Order, get it home, start working. Or go to YouTube, pick up the video from there, learn. Do that skill with the kid at home a day prior. Then do proper expectation setting with rewards. Yeah, say, you will not jump. Teacher will do this on the board and you will do it. So once you have practiced with them with manipulatives, experiential connect, creating mental picture, and the child knows it. Then come back to me and tell me, was it really emotion dysregulation? It never is. That's our child's smart way of getting rid of work that they don't understand. I hope you understood. Yeah. And when you say 11-year-old, it's also telling me that a lot of time has gone past and there would be a lot of gap. Okay. Because for an 11-year-old, the school would be doing 3-digit by 2-digit division. Or if they are very liberal, then 2-digit by 1-digit division. Okay. Like 75 divided by 5, like that. Yeah. I don't know what is the kid's level, but if the kid is not understanding numbers beyond 1 to 100 and knowing that, okay, this way you do a clinical kind of addition, the child doesn't have a reference to context also, no mental picture, it's just 5 in my head, 4 on my fingers, then obviously whatever's happening on the board is going to make the child stiff bored. Think about it like, you don't know Sanskrit, and you're made to sit in a Sanskrit class where everybody's speaking Sanskrit, doing the shlokas, you want to get rid of that place, and you don't have the social understanding. Oh, I need to sit here. This is important for me, for my future. I have to concentrate. Don't expect all that from autistic children. Yeah? So there's going to be dysregulation. You will also hit somebody, push somebody so that you can get out of the class. When I was a kid, I used to draw the teacher's cartoon. I'm good with sketching, so I used to make a cartoon so that she throws me out. And I would ensure that she somehow sees that this is what I'm doing, because political science was very boring. So she would throw me out. We also do that. Yeah, I hope you got the answer. Yeah, ADHD, the problem 8-year-old. सारी उम्र के लिए तो नहीं है भैया, सारी उम्र के लिए है ADHD. ये एक डायग्नोस्ड ADHD है. I am a diagnosed ADHD. And ADHD is not a problem. My success, I attribute to it. You know, we have a major issue. We ADHD people have a major issue with hyperfocus and hypofocus. Autism is what I like. See what I've made out of it. See the kind of resources. See what I've done. So if your child is ADHD, find out what are they hyper-focused on. Yeah? And let that not be a stimming. Let them go further and further and do and do and do. So like Jay is ADHD and ASD. ADHD plus autism. He's got his skills in the kitchen. So he's hyper-focused. If I do this, then what happens? If I mix this, then what happens? What kind of pastry I'll make? What kind of things I'll do? How, oh, this became garbage, throw it. This became good. That is how I also experimented. Yeah? Because our energies are so fast. It's a problem when you are not finding what is hyper-focused. What is hypo-focused, then it's a problem. ये जिंदगी भर की प्रॉब्लम है. अगर आप रजनी को लगा देते रसोई में, है ना, 4 लोगों का खाना बना, हैं, सास ससुर की सेवा कर, रोज दाल जल जाती, ऑन पर्पस जल जाती, चावल कच्चे रह जाते, क्योंकि मुझे वहां से बाहर निकलना होता. That is how our brain works. It's not a problem, it's a gift. Start looking at it like a gift, but develop it. एक जगह टिक के बैठना मुश्किल है. अब इतने सालों में सीखा है ब्रीदिंग टेक्निक से एक जगह बैठना, तो बोलना शुरू करते तो चुप ही नहीं करते, जा रहे. So it's something that stays with you. ADHD stays with you, but it can be positively managed. Yeah. ADHD will have a lot of success if you are raising the neurodivergent kid well. If not, it can be a big problem. 12th standard, I scored 13 out of 80. Failed in theory, physics, because I never understood what that was. Then I had to appear for that ATKT compartment paper. Same me with psychology. I was second in the university because my father wanted me to take science. Backfired really badly. It did not make sense to me. Yeah. Find out what your kid is hyper-focused about. Raise them well. Give them good language. Teach them boundaries. You have to sit, you have to stand, you have to do this, you have to do that. And you will see them bloom like a flower. Alright, we are way ahead of our time. So guys, if I've been able to convince you that you are the standard driving force of your child's life and that you should know so that you can teach them and you can ensure that they are safe and their journey is safe. And should you wish to learn how to do this, type I in the chat box. My team will send you a link for the masterclass. It's happening on Friday. Attend that. Commit to learning, because as long as you continue to commit to trying to find an easier route, your child will continue to suffer. The day you begin to commit to learning, your child will start growing, because it is you and you. You make all the difference to the child's life. Yeah, type I in the chat box. My team will send you links. Yeah. Ratnapriya says, I understood. Thank you. Yeah, you're very welcome. Yeah, I am just checking for anything else. I am not It seems you saw the school grade 5 she's. Yeah, I've been there, done that. I've been the kid who punched other children in the nose. I know what that is because I've been beaten by my parents, not concentrating, not focusing. Well, and that's why I've made all the resources because I know if somebody taught me like this, I would have topped the class every single time. Yeah, my brains are not less. The way I learn is different. Yeah. Okay, she was okay in lower classes because there the mental image gets formed. Senior classes, mental image is a problem. That is exactly what she was doing. She hit her friend, want to get expelled. Yeah, I know. I've done that many times to get rid of people. Yeah, so we have people writing I in the chat box. Supriya, kindly DM the link for the masterclass and I shall see you at the masterclass. Yeah, may each kid win, yours and mine and me too and you too, and see you. Bye bye.